We drafted too many running backs, and now we're looking for some cheap wide receivers with upside, a few value plays to get us some production to get us by. But we're looking at those cheap plays at wide receiver since we're now broke in our drafts, and we got to make something happen with this late round scratch. Before we dig in, though, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're looking at your players every day. We're doing player lists. We're doing strategies. We're looking at advanced analytics, draft strategies to help you pin down the values in your draft. And in season, we help you set your lineups, find diamonds in the rough off the waiver wire, and try to find those guys who are just on the come up. So we're a couple weeks early. You can get them before the waiver wire run. Click that button. Stop missing out. First player off the board, Luther Burden. He has been torching camp. He's kind of expensive for what he is, considering what's on the roster, but you're trying to make that swing for the fence. You're looking for that home run play, and he has the talent level, and he's starting to show it a little bit, that he could be that surprise play that becomes a big-time asset in fantasy football. Wide receivers will rear their head quick if they're big-time assets, and Luther Burden in the double-digit rounds, which will be cheaper in home league drafts, could be that player that comes out of nowhere this year and becomes that big-time star in fantasy football. And you look at the players around him, the potential to land in the top 10 of their position to surprise everybody. Rashad Bateman's not, Tajah Spears not, Trey Harris not, Brandon Ayuk not, Rashid Shaheed not, Keon Coleman not, Christian Kirk not, Marvin Mims probably not, probably some upside weeks there. Quinton Johnston, will he ever be on the field? Jordan Love, Drake May, those are quarterbacks. Tyler Warren maybe for tight end. Evan Ingram maybe for tight end though. But again, if you're looking for an upside wide receiver, sheer upside, not a guy that is going to clog your roster, you're going to know sooner than later, Luther Burden. And he has the potential to surprise us. And if he doesn't, guess what? You move on. But we're looking for upside plays because we're broke. At this point of the draft, you're looking at running back for your upside plays. There are not many of them at wide receiver, but Luther Burden's one of them. But A.D. Mitchell, he's going off right now. He's not getting drafted on underdog drafts, but he is now. He is now. As of last night, he has jumped the shark, and he's going to start getting drafted with one of the last few picks. He's upside city. You look at the depth chart, and you're wondering, how's he going to flourish here? Because you got a lot of competition with Josh Downs, Michael Pittman. Alec Pierce came on strong last year. A.D. Mitchell was a prospect that a lot of people pegged as a first rounder in a deep wide receiver class last season. Went in the second. Colts got him. Has 4.3 speed and is very elusive route runner. And he's coming on strong in camp. Every day he's making plays, making splash plays downfield. So what are we expecting out of him? He's wide receiver 90 right now. So he's probably going to jump up like 5 to 10 spots in ADP on Underdog Fantasy. That being said, you're looking at a guy that's probably going to be very volatile. It's going to give you some upside weeks, maybe 3 to 4 this year with a lot of low games. When it came to separation, he was one of the top rookie wide receivers last year. Just a very small sample. The quarterback play is going to be a huge question mark. Is Anthony Richardson getting right this year? Is Daniel Jones reverting back to what he was a few years ago? Or is it just going to be a bunch of slop at quarterback? However, there's no sunk cost here, and you got a prospect here with a lot of upside, a lot of talent that many regarded as a first-round talent in last year's draft, who flashed a tiny bit last year, especially by the numbers when you're looking at separation score. When you're looking at A.D. Mitchell, he's definitely going to have an ADOT in the double digits, probably 12 or more, 14 last year. Target share is probably going to be volatile unless he truly does break out to the upside. You're at least going to get a volatile wide receiver on the free here with one of your last picks. And then on top of that, he has the potential to be that sneaky play that goes nuclear this year if he really hits to that upside, if he can tap into that potential. Now you're looking at Pat Bryant. Why am I bringing him up is because the beat writers are talking about him nonstop, saying that he could be a starter by the end of the season. You might be picking him up off the waiver wire, or maybe he's one of your last picks that goes off for you this season, but he's making play after play after play in training camp. He's been looking good. We got a lot of young guys on this roster that needs to do something, that needs to go off. Cortland Sutton got that bag. He's the mainstay. But somebody needs to step up on this offense. Pat Bryant's been going off all offseason long. He could be Sean Payton's new slant boy. Just getting those slants over the middle. Slant after slant after slant. That's a Michael Thomas joke, if you haven't been in the know of that. But Cortland Sutton, downfield dandy, he's going to get his target share. He's going to get his opportunities. Pat Bryant is a guy to watch throughout the season, but Jaylen McMillan's cheap. Everybody's looking at Mika Igbukwe, and he's up there in ADP. He's not a secret stash. He's a guy that everybody's looking to draft. Draft capital-wise, he's fine where he's at. Mika Igbukwe is, but Jaylen McMillan's on the cheap, though. He's free. Like, if he doesn't hit, cool. But he did hit last year from weeks 14 to the end of the season. He's got a proven relationship here with Baker Mayfield that grew last season and definitely during training camp last year. And now he's being forgotten about. Chris Godwin's on the mend right now from an injury. Mike Evans might miss a few weeks this year. He did last year. He's an older wide receiver. Maybe not. Maybe not. But Jaylen McMillan has proven he can be productive with Baker Mayfield. He's going into year 2. Has a good rapport with him, and he's free. He's free. He could sneak something out this season, maybe a run of games, but Quinton Johnston, everybody hates this guy. Everybody hates Quinton Johnston. He's having a good camp right now. The sell on him is, what if he just gets a little bit better, and he's running 75 to 80% of the routes again, target share is pushing 20%, you got an ADOT in the double digits. What you're getting here is a cheap, volatile wide receiver that could give you a couple splash games on the season. That could be on the back 9 of your bench. You may want that. You may love that. If you're looking for a veteran, that's something to look at. At least he's on the Chargers and is going to run a lot of routes. But if you want the upside, Keandre Lambert-Smith. I know they brought back Keenan Allen. I know that makes things fuzzy for these rookie wide receivers, but he's free. He's free. Round 18 draft capital. A lot of people are in the know of him now due to the Hall of Fame game. We've been talking him up. And this is a wide receiver that led Penn State in targets, that led Auburn in targets, that slipped through the cracks of the draft. And we knew that was going to happen when we were doing the mock drafts in January, February, and March. Now he's with a team with a quarterback that fits him well. Somewhere down the line, he's going to be a splash play dandy this year. You might be picking him off the waiver wire. Maybe he's one of your last picks, but there's a lot of upside here. Trey Harris, we're not forgetting about him. He's a little bit more expensive, and he's going to need a good route participation rate for him to hit that upside, get a good target share. Ladd McConkey's going to get around 25% of the targets. Then Quinton Johnston is just a mainstay. He's the veteran there. Probably going to get a 75 to 80% route participation rate. You're seeing some targets to the tight end, a lot of work to the running backs. It's really hard for another wide receiver to do something unless they got that splash play potential. Trey Harris has that, but now they're bringing in Keenan Allen, and the price tag's up there. I like him cheaper, so if you catch him a few rounds cheaper, cool, as an upside dandy. The ADP here on the underdog kind of jumped the shark here a little bit, but still, if you can catch him at a better value in your home league drafts, it's good to do that. Chargers wide receivers, there's upside here. They're all playing well at training camp. They're all looking good, but now you're looking at Tutu Atwell. A veteran here that's very cheap, one of the last picks of your draft. You might even pick him up off the waiver wire somewhere down the line. And while you're watching him, is Matthew Stafford's on the mend, but he has been seen throwing footballs pregame and stuff to fans. I have that tweeted out. So more than likely, he's probably going to be back. But the thing about this, you got Devontae Adams, you got Puka Nacua. They're going to command a lot of attention. And Tutu Atwell has proven throughout his career to have runs of games where he gives you production. Even last year, you had 4 double-digit weeks, but now you have even less competition here on the offense. DeMarcus Robinson's gone. Tyler Johnson's gone. Tutu Atwell remains. He's got speed to get behind the defense. He's got some upside here, and he's a spike week dandy, especially when you got to command a lot of attention to Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. Now you're looking at Jack Bech. This is a rookie wide receiver that's very sneaky this year. You look at the depth chart of the Raiders. We definitely know about Jacoby Myers. But Jack Bech could be a sneaky play, getting work out of the slot. Could be getting 5+ targets a game. Could be getting that opportunity in some of these shootouts here in the AFC West. We got some good defenses there. So it might be slower game scripts than advertised. But you're looking at Jack Bech. Killed it at the Senior Bowl. has steady hands, but so hasn't Deontay Thornton. He's been studly. He's been looking good in practice, minicamp, OTAs. We got good speed. We can get downfield. 6'5", 4'3". That says average depth of target to the moon, which means deep targets downfield, which means we got splash play potential. Daily fantasy football here. Cheap wide receiver to throw in the lineups in the right matchups. 50 over-unders against the right defenses. I would not be surprised if he is our surprise wide receiver from this year, but Kyle Williams could be too. Somebody's got to step up for the Patriots. They got Mac Hollins, Stephon Diggs as the vets. Kayshon Boutte did okay last year. He's making plays at camp. Javon Baker, Jalen Polk. They have not been stepping it up. Can Kyle Williams be the guy? Can he be the guy? Could he be the sneaky play that people are putting bets on? He's twitched up. He got sticky hands. He's very aggressive. Wide receiver 61 off the board. Double-digit ADP. If you're looking for an upside wide receiver that could stand out, maybe this could be it. Maybe Drake May looks his way. He is a very aggressive wide receiver, and aggressive wide receivers tend to develop rapidly to the NFL game if they're meant to be. But now you're looking at Marquise Hollywood Brown. He's on the mend a little bit. He was not practicing today. He's got an ankle issue. But Rashee Rice gets suspended. You can't ignore him. You just can't. He's going to be out there running routes, getting opportunity. He has a good rapport with Patrick Mahomes. Hollywood Brown has a lot of upside in this explosive, efficient offense here of the Chiefs. And he's a good veteran. Creates separation. Still good to go. Super cheap in drafts. But Jalen Royals is looking good too. Somebody mentioned that he looks like the next Rashee Rice on the team. And we liked him throughout the draft process. Fell to the 4th round. Steal for the Chiefs. He's been making plays in minicamp, OTAs, now in training camp. He's looking solid. And if Rice is out, this is a wide receiver to pay attention to. But now we're looking at the Panthers. He's not getting drafted. And this is a very competitive depth chart here for the Carolina Panthers. Jimmy Horn's more than likely going to make this team. He's going to make this team, and there's a good chance that he climbs up the depth chart somewhere down the line. He's not getting drafted right now. Wide receiver 119 down the board. But he's making play after play after play, creating separation, looking good. He's not going to be staying on a practice squad. Somebody's going to pick him up. So he's going to have to be rostered if they want to keep him. But he's been looking solid. Hunter Renfro's been looking solid. But Jimmy Horn could be the slot wide receiver that this team needs down the line. And this is a player that you're looking at in double-digit weeks. Week 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Somewhere down the road that starts getting opportunity. Tory Horton's another wide receiver like that. Off the Seattle Seahawks. We're going even cheaper. You might be in a deeper league. You might be looking at the waiver wire early. You might be looking at some deeper prospects. But this is another rookie wide receiver that if you talk to Seattle Seahawks fans, they're going to mention him. On top of that, if I did not mention him, somebody would ask where he's at. Because Tory Horton's been making plays, minicamp OTAs, training camp, sneaky play, sneaky bet, later rounds of drafts, depending on if you're looking for sheer upside or if you're looking for one of those veterans to get you by. This is another upside play. 6'3", good speed, can get downfield, has been making plays in training camp. You're looking at the wide receiver depth chart, very ambiguous. MVS, Jake Bobo with Jack Smith and Jigba. On top of that, Cooper Kupp, not forgetting about him. He's just hid there on the picture. But this is a wide receiver that has been making plays. Those are the cheap wide receivers that we're looking at today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Some of them may be out of your scope, but also the waiver wire is going to keep running, and you need to know about these upside plays. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. Well, thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.